Okay, I'm going to begin with the peroneus longus, also known as the fibularis longus. Find the head of the fibula. Peroneus longus starts at the head of the fibula, runs down the fibula, behind the lateral malleolus, and then under the foot to attach to the medial aspect of the foot here at the first cuneiform bone and the base of the first metatarsal bone. My tracing of peroneus longus would be like this. Be sure and go behind the lateral malleolus, under the foot to the medial arch. Actions of peroneus longus. Peroneus longus will do eversion of the foot at the ankle joint. It also, as it runs through here behind the malleolus, will plantar flex the ankle joint. Next I have peroneus brevis, or fibularis brevis muscle. That one starts down lower on the fibula. Peroneus brevis, the distal aspect of the fibula, runs behind the lateral malleolus and stops here at the tuberosity of the fifth metatarsal bone. So my tracing of peroneus brevis looks like this. Behind the malleolus. Peroneus brevis everts the foot at the ankle joint. It also plantar flexes the foot at the ankle joint. Lastly, in the peroneal group, we have peroneus tertius. Peroneus tertius starts on the distal fibula, and it's actually lower down. It's really like a branch of an extensor digitorum, an extra branch here. So peroneus tertius goes in front of the lateral malleolus and stops here at the tuberosity of the fifth metatarsal. Same attachment as brevis, but since it goes in front of the malleolus, it'll have a different action here. The actions of peroneus tertius, as I trace it here, peroneus tertius will dorsiflex the foot at the ankle joint. It's also responsible for eversion of the foot at the ankle joint. Next we have tibialis anterior. Tibialis anterior attaches at the proximal tibia here, runs along the tibia, all the way down, crosses over the ankle joint from lateral to medial, and the tendon crosses over and attaches to the medial foot here at the first cuneiform bone, also known as the medial cuneiform, and the base of the first metatarsal bone. And tibialis anterior, here's my tracing. Shin bone on the tibia crossing over to the medial arch. Tibialis anterior is responsible for dorsiflexion of the foot at the ankle joint and inversion of the foot at the ankle joint. Next we have extensor hallucis longus. Extensor hallucis longus starts on the fibula, middle fibula, comes down, crosses over, and goes to the distal phalanx of the big toe. Extensor hallucis longus, I'll trace it. Actions of extensor hallucis longus are extension of the hallux, extension of the great toe, and dorsiflexion of the foot at the ankle joint. Next we have extensor digitorum longus. Extensor digitorum can be found just lateral to the tibialis anterior. It attaches to the tibial condyle, lateral tibial condyle, and the fibula, and then comes down, fans into four tendons, which lead to the distal phalanges of digits 2 through 5. extensor digitorum, tracing it. And the actions of extensor digitorum would be to extend the digits 2 through 5 and dorsiflexion of the foot at the ankle joint. Okay, Trower. Okay, next will be tibialis posterior. Tibialis posterior is a deep muscle in the calf region. Tibialis posterior attaches to the tibia, fibula, and interosseous membrane deep to the gastrocnemius. It comes down, passes under the medial malleolus, and attaches to the first, second, third cuneiforms, the navicular bone, the cuboid bone. So it attaches to a lot of the tarsals here in the bottom of the foot. Tibialis posterior, I'm going to draw it out. Here's my tracing. Be sure and go behind the medial malleolus to the arch of the foot. Tibialis posterior is responsible for plantar flexion of the foot at the ankle joint and inversion of the foot at the ankle joint. Flexor digitorum longus. Flexor digitorum is deep to the gastrocnemius. Flexor digitorum runs from the tibia all the way down, behind, under, beneath the medial malleolus, and then will attach to the digits 2 through 5. The distal phalanges of digits 2 through 5. So flexor digitorum coming down behind the medial malleolus and to all digits 2 through 5. It will flex digits 2 through 5. And it's also responsible for plantar flexion of the foot at the ankle joint. Flexor hallucis longus, going to the big toe. That's going to come from the fibula, distal fibula, coming across behind the medial malleolus to the big toe, distal phalanx. It's responsible for, let me trace it again, flexor hallucis longus. It's responsible for flexion of the big toe, digit number 1. And it also is responsible for plantar flexion of the foot at the ankle joint.